You guys are a little late, so hang in there. You'll get audio. You'll get audio. I don't know why I'm saying like, yo, hold on. Trust me, I was pranking yous. It was just a prank, bro. You know? Anyhow, there's no audio, but you guys will get there because there's like a 20, 30-second delay. Right now, the chat is like, no audio, no audio. I knew I forgot something when I turned it on. Anyway, thank you very much for hanging out with me. The reason why the audio always shifts like that is because for certain videos, if you don't shut off the desktop, if you don't shut off the mic, you get this echo. And I do other things as far as one thing that's exciting that I hinted on a while back that I wanted to do the interviews. You know how I was talking like a year ago about doing these interviews. Well, there was a couple things that I wanted to iron out. And COVID killed. The second aspect was doing some of them in person. But we're finally at the stage where we're going to go ahead and move forward with it. But you guys will get that update video. That update video is going to be sometime this week. I want to try to get the update video. That'll be a little dark. So don't worry if you see the title and you're like, oh, crap. But that's going to come early this week. Yo, why is the screen like that? Hold up. Oh, it's on. It's not on. It's not on. I had to shift it to record something else. So I'm doing a few different things behind the scenes. This is a shitty intro. So what's up, chat? Like I was saying when I was muted, I was going to stream yesterday, but I decided I'd take a day because for The Walking Dead, I am half still digging it, and then half of me still kind of like blah. Speaking of something I am really excited about, though, Doomsday Kingdom's only $40 away from hitting that $9,000 milestone, which means we're $40 away from everyone getting another free print. Let me show you guys here, and we'll move on to the main topic. Right now, James has this awesome image showing you guys everybody's getting the Doomsday Clown as a free bonus print. Everybody. And if you order right now, you're going to get the free Doomsday Kingdom Clown print as well. That doubles as a poster that you can hang on your wall, or you can put it in the bag and board comic or trade paperback to recreate your own Virgin variant cover. Kind of changes the artwork. That's something that I do that I don't see anyone in the comic industry do, where you get so many prints, you can't hang them all on your wall. So instead, you kind of switch them out in your bag and board to keep them in with your comic collection instead of having your comic prints, a weird size just shy of fitting in your box. Anyway, so right now, everybody's getting the bookmark, the special gold foil bookmark. Everyone's getting the Doomsday Clown print. The issue number 1 cover print, that one is a question mark right now. I have always stated from the very beginning, issue number 1, the main focus is the feeding post. But since we went with a wraparound cover, unfortunately the rider and the prisoners like the main focus at the front of the cover. So we're trying to get it so it's double-sided. So you can either have the feeding post or you can have the rider and prisoner, whichever one you guys like the best. If we can't get the printer to print it double-sided, or maybe it costs way too friggin' much, maybe we'll do a poll, and you guys can pick it. If you leave it up to me, it's going to be the feeding post. That has to be issue number 1. That's always been what issue number 1 is. And there's a reason for that story-wise far later. And you guys will see a little hints of that throughout the story. But so the feeding post is absolutely needs to be on the front cover. So you guys can vote on that. But you are also getting the issue 2 variant print of the cover with the zombies and the fireworks. And then if we hit 9,000, you guys are going to unlock the third one, which, as you can already tell, is going to be one of the issue 3 covers. Now, maybe you guys want to vote down below, because there's the one with Katie in the bloodbath, And I was just about to say, too, well, I don't know if people want that because there's nudity, but I don't think it matters because this is an adult book. So there's Katie in a bloodbath, or there's Katie and Tristan in Bloody Rain. And then the fourth print right here that we unlock, we'll let you guys know when we hit 10K. Now, when we hit 9,500. Now, when we hit 10K, everyone's getting the spot varnished, blood splattered volume 1 book, which I can't wait. Trust me, I know it looks crazy right here, but when you get it in hand, the spot varnish is that glossy. If anyone has Negan Lives, look on the cover. That's a sample of what spot varnish looks like, where you get the spot UV coated on top, where it's a matte cover and the blood is real glossy and shiny. And it won't cover up the volume 1, the feeding post. Someone sent me a message asking if it's going to cover up too much down there, and it won't. It just looks like that in this because that's the best way that it can be done in an artist rendering of what it would look like. Anyhow, so let's see. Maybe we'll wait a little bit and then we'll refresh it. But we're $40 away if you guys want to jump in on that. This is going to be one of the final months to push for it. And we're going to be shipping at the end of August. So this is right around the corner. 128-page book created by me, and James Milne does the artwork. Let me pop up the chat to see what you guys have to say. Just to brush you up on some of what's been going on. The Walking Dead is returning for October 4th. Also, I should pull this up. I had somebody, I get negative comments from time to time. Everyone friggin' does on YouTube, but somebody was really going ham on me when it came to some video topics. And I want to clear something up because I don't think they understand what's really going on. What day was this? Come on. Okay, so April 26th of 2020, I announced that my source said, excuse me, thought I had to sneeze. My source said we may get a half a season. I put in the trailer, but I think in the video I clarified a shorter season 11. Well, now that it's been revealed, we know where the confusion was. It's not we're getting a shorter season 11, but they're tacking on an extra 6 episodes of season 10. So, like, when it comes to some stuff that I find out, like, I don't dick around. I was one of the first, if not the only one, to reveal that Rick wasn't really dying, and I still regret that video to this day, just because that should have been, like, a true mystery within the fan base, the way they wanted to do it. But I don't go deep diving for spoilers or this or yada, yada, yada. However, there's a couple other things that we now know. Another thing I reported over a year ago was they're going to start doing spin-offs, both characters we know and characters we don't know, in limited series. So far, I'm 100%. I'm pretty sure. So I think, like, when it comes to my source on the side, now keep in mind, I'm not getting information every week, yada, yada, yada. I'm getting kind of some of the bigger, maybe they have this plan for yada, yada, yada. I don't even want the details because as a fan, I still kind of want them. So if you are new here and I keep seeing the same person, I think he's got like 3 accounts. I don't understand his idea, but he's spamming this clickbait fake news type thing. That's so weird. I don't know. But and he's also mad that the deeper intos aren't a thing. I'm going to clear all that up in a video coming up, but I thought that was pretty clear. Flaw in All Reviews is the main series. This is one of the last streams for The Walking Dead, just for a little bit until the stuff returns, and then we know where we sit. But yeah, it's true. From starting tomorrow on, I'm officially Flaw in All Reviews. I have a update video kind of covering everything that's going to go on this channel. And there's also the some of the interviews. I got some lined up with some actors and some YouTubers. I'm going to keep it kind of a little bit of a secret, but part of it that I find interesting is the idea is to talk about geekdom and fandom from all aspects. I mean, all aspects. Oh, did I not have... So, for example, directors, actors, producers, the sound guy, the fucking boom guy, from TV shows to movies to YouTubers that do everything, every and anything. And I mean everything from commentary to gaming. We're gonna get in touch with those and have these little interview discussions and see how that goes on the channel. We're gonna have to wait a while because of COVID, though, to go with the second part of that, which would be in-person interviews. I can't really help that. Anyway. So yeah, just to put it out there, if you are new here, I mean, you guys can even ask in the comments. I'm pretty damn on point. I think if I remember correctly, I want to pull up the video just so you guys know which one it was. I'll put it on the screen. It was... I could pop this up. It was this one right here. You guys can see enough from this, right? Yeah, let me change that down. Wait, what are we doing? Oh, I screwed it up. Let me undo, move. Undo, move. Now let's move it. All right, so it was this one right here, season 11, half a season. I did get, like I said, some flack. Wait, that should probably be in, let's see. That should be with the Walking Dead AMC universe. I like to put them in playlists because when I make all the videos unlisted, hint, hint, in the future, you only, right now, a lot of my older videos, you can only watch them if you go to the playlist and then click them up. But like I said, for anyone who maybe even forgot or you want to just brush up on some of the content and it's not bullshit clickbait. I hear a little something, I got a birdie in my ear and I say, yo, there might be a half a season. That's what I'm hearing. And it is real. This source was legit. Same one I used in the past. But they let us know on this channel exclusively. No one else reported on this back in April. It's what? So like 3 months early, some news we get. Some news I don't cover because I did get, for Fear of the Walking Dead, you guys know, I got a ton of spoilers and I didn't cover it all. I asked the person to stop sending it. I'm not really big on that. What's up, Adam Post? What up, Spin? What up, Doomsday Kingdom Army? Let me start reading some comments. But yeah, so just to brush things up with The Walking Dead, it's returning in October. They're adding 6 episodes to Season 10, which will make it 22 episodes in totality. The 6 episodes don't seem like they're going to affect Season 11 or Season 10, so it most likely will be some type of anthology-like hybrid of some sort, and it'll cover characters. I'm hoping some of the main ones, some of the newer ones, like maybe an episode of Connie where she's been. I'm not really sure. I don't have any details as far as what those 6 episodes are going to pertain to. I will tell you right now, though, part of the reason I'm nervous is because they cannot film big herds and yada yada yada. So for people saying it's going to be a continuation of Season 10, I don't think so, because Season 10 ends with a big horde around them. Unless they clear that up quickly in the finale, there still needs to be some filming of hordes to some degree, I would imagine. So unless they skip that or maneuver, I don't know. And just taking into consideration what these 6 episodes are supposed to do, again, I just don't have the most positive outlook. For people wondering, it's to get money back into the pipeline, which is absolutely understandable, especially what's going on. I just don't have a lot of faith in it. Do It Live says, where can I buy the comic? If you're talking about Doomsday Kingdom, the link is in the video description. It is right on Indiegogo. Just go to Indiegogo and type in Doomsday Kingdom if you want, or you can look in the video description. It should be the first link in there. When are these estimated to come in? What do you mean by these? Do you mean the Doomsday Kingdom? We're looking at the end of August. We're going to start shipping. That's our goal. And like I said, if we hit any bumps in the road, I doubt it'll be longer than a week or two. So we're not going to be like a few months out, yada, yada, yada. We got things pretty much rocking and rolling. I got to touch base with my artist again. He's taking a few days off. I'm going to touch base with him, and we got to iron out the special preview that you guys are going to get. And again, he's got to draw something special for the volume, and I think you guys will really love it. It's a hint or a preview of a bigger part of the story coming with issue 6 and volume 2. I personally think the image he's going to do, some of y'all, especially some of y'all reading since issue 1 dropped, I think some of you are going to go nuts over it. I saw just a sample of what this sketch is, and I was already thinking, I want an action figure of that. ASAP, you know? Anyhow. The Walking Dead universe has me hyped for October and next year. At least we get to live in the world of season 10 a little longer. It's very positive. Yeah, I mean, as long as we're getting something, I definitely get that. Again, we've gotten so much of The Walking Dead, I just kind of, I lost my optimism. Again, because a lot of it is filming in the woods, same scenery. I don't know if they can bring it. Now, if they bring it like season 2, give me season 2 dialogue and writing all day long. As sad as that season is as far as production-wise, my God, it's got this charisma. I can watch it over and over again. Let me go down here. Interviews would be awesome in my opinion. I think we got some fun ones lined up. Now, keep in mind, though, because I was setting up some interviews months and months ago, and I got to reach back out to some people and see if they want to get aboard. But I think it's real fun because I'm interviewing everyone from like entertainment journalism, for example. A member of the Map family's one that today confirmed they'd be down for an interview. A couple YouTubers have already confirmed they're up for the interview. One, it's real cool because he's got his own little side project, so I'm excited about that because that'll be the main focus. And depending on how the interviews go, right now we're planning on one every other week or every couple weeks to drop those, and we have several already lined up. So it's looking like, and again, these are heavily based on people's schedules, so it's tricky. I can't just say like, oh, I'm ready tomorrow, because what if no one is ready tomorrow? So I'm trying my best to get at least several wrapped up so that way I know ahead of time you guys got some content coming up. So we'll see how it rolls out. But the idea is to interview and touch base with all aspects of the entertainment, from people who are doing writing articles to acting, directing, to all of it, editing, you name it, the sound guy, like I said, all aspects of entertainment. And it's done through the lens of specifically, I guess, the two main focuses, the job they do, but the geekdom they love. So those are all throughout it all. We kind of maintain that kind of theme, which for me personally, I get a kick out of that. I grew up loving commentaries on the DVDs when they first came out. I'm that old. I still remember being like 14 or some shit like that, getting VHS tapes and being so ecstatic when they put like bloopers at the end of the movie. And then I heard about these things called DVDs that you put in your computer. You know what I mean? They didn't even have DVD players, or not that I knew of. You had to be rich to get a DVD player. And then again, that was like the first year they were out. That's what I remember. So I had this beat up old ass computer with a CD-ROM drive. And I even went and got a CD-ROM burner and stuff. And when it came to computers early on, I was on point. I was burning music, burning shit, giving it to people. People were like, what is this? So I was mad early on the drop. But anyhow, then when they came out, the very first DVD I ever bought, it was such a awesome experience. I remember it to this day. It was American History X. I went to like Kmart or something, and they had no good DVDs that I liked. I was like, I don't want this. I don't want this. American History X, and there was like a commentary and a couple deleted scenes. Bro, I was so hyped. I went home. I started drinking fucking young. I don't drink anymore, but I started drinking mad young. Like, before I could drive, I would grab a 40 at the corner store, go home. I'd be drinking 40s of either St. Ides or Camo. That shit is like, you can make a bomb out of that. That shit's crazy. Anyhow, so I would just get drunk and watch these DVDs with the special features and stuff. So I'm coming at it from that angle, from people who are really sitting down talking about the entertainment, but also finding out some of what they love in the entertainment, not just talking with a director and saying, so how was it making this? But no, finding out about some of their inspirations and some of their favorite movies and maybe some of their experiences, looking up to someone. And I was talking to someone just the other day about some of the kind of questions we would cover. We don't plan everything out ahead of time. What we do is I give them an idea of the topic, the theme, and the tone. And for example, I was like, what about, I don't know, someone you looked up to? And then so I got a little bit of backstory about this person that looked up to someone and then got to meet them. And it was this experience where it was like you want to be professional, but at the same time, holy fuck, So I'm hoping we're going to get some cool stuff, but we'll see. Zasmine Reviews with a $2 dono. I'm honestly so excited for CRM setup in The Walking Dead. Thank you very much for the $2 dono. The CRM, I see that everywhere. Now, again, I have a connect I can ask right now and say, yo, what is the connection? But I'm not into the spoilers, but I will say from the tiny little bit that I do know, I don't even know anything you guys don't know. Because I want to watch it for the first time. But from kind of the sideways comments and maybe the trailers, it doesn't seem like it's going to go as in-depth as people want it to be. It seems like, as far as it connecting to Rick, we're going to get a lot of loose connections, but nothing that's like definitive, boom, ba, boom. Maybe a hint or so. I don't know. It's tricky because it's hard to gauge what is enough for you guys to love. Like for me, I'm fine with just some connections, knowing a certain, I don't even know how to put it into words. Like a certain individual was picked up at a location and knows about something or other. You know what I mean? Something like that. I'm fine with little connections because they have the Rick movies in the works. So they can't spill the beans in the spinoff. Then what's the point of the Rick movies, I watched a new movie, The Silencing. The guy who played Jamie Lannister, and I got Joel vibes from The Last of Us. Yeah, a lot of people have asked about him for Joel. At this point, I don't care. Last of Us kind of is dead for me. I just don't care. I want to know about the world that HBO puts together, the beautiful visuals, and the monsters. At this point, they could cast anybody. The Last of Us just, for me, lost. It had its fall from grace. Now, part 1 and Ellie and Joel, in my mind, part 1's perfect. Ellie and Joel are living in Jackson, and maybe Joel violently dies, years later after there's some actual good story that plays out. That's my Last of Us. As a matter of fact, I got a Joel Steelbook, a member of the Map family has sent in from overseas, and it's going to get here tomorrow or Tuesday, and I'm so excited. I said, you know what? I'm getting it. I gave the game to my brother already, but I'm getting it just for the Steelbook, just for Joel, my man. I stopped watching The Walking Dead just as Season 8 started. I didn't have time to watch it due to college. Didn't have the urge. Is it worth catching up on, as I've heard good things recently? Just The Walking Dead. So you haven't seen Season 8, 9, or 10? That's a tricky one. As a zombie fan, I would say it's not worth waiting week to week to watch on TV, but if you got the chance to binge it in your free time and you can fast forward through some moments that bore you, then yeah, it's worth it. I feel like Walking Dead Break does give you the extra time for Doomsday Kingdom. I mean, that would be kind of... Normally that would have been true had I stayed focused on just The Walking Dead, but I know the content isn't on and popping like that, but I have been working on stuff that's about to come out, and we're going to be diving into it. So there's some stuff that were failed projects that were just now a waste of time, but it would have been nice, but I'm a dumbass and I decided to rebrand and shift the content a little bit. So it didn't really work out in my favor that way. What would you say your enjoyment level towards the upcoming finale or next season of The Walking Dead? I'm I don't know. I'm a 50-50. If it was on right now, just to give you an example, if you gave me episode 16 right now, I would be like, that's cool. I would set it aside. I would finish this stream. I would play a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima and then watch a movie with my daughter, and then I'll probably watch it after that. I'm still going to watch it, but it's not like it used to be where you dropped it in front of me and I got to devour it day one. And a lot for me, I think that's where I'm the most mixed is The Walking Dead just isn't priority like it used to be. And the story has a lot to do with that. The story just isn't thumping. Like, I know people want me to be more positive, but it's hard when, let me show you another example. This kid I pointed out with the World Beyond trailer. I want you guys to understand something here. I don't just see this wrench and go, oh, here's a big wrench. Why is that doing that? Here's a big wrench. Here's a little scrawny kid wielding the wrench. It's more than just that. They sharpen the bottom of this wrench. So it's like a 30, 40, 50-pound weapon tool, crescent wrench that I've never seen a crescent wrench this size. I've seen some of them, but never a crescent. But I bet it's out there, but I've never seen like that specific wrench this size, but wrenches this big do exist, and they exist for trucks and planes and other huge automotives and other oil rigs, and there's so many huge tools. So yes, I don't just see a big ridiculous wrench on a skinny little kid. I've also worked in factories. I've worked around tools since I was 13. I know for a fact this little ass kid's not swinging a real wrench like this with that momentum. If it doesn't look like this, swings it and he falls over by swinging the damn thing, I'm going to call bullshit. And I know how they're going to do it. He's going to swing the wrench. It'll have like 10-pound weight to it. He'll hit them and that'll be that. The momentum alone would be rough for me to handle, and I could probably eat him as an appetizer. It gets worse. It's not just those flaws. It's the fact that they sharpen the bottom of the fucking wrench. It's a 40-pound wrench with a sharp tip at the bottom, and it's in his backpack. You know, like the sharp tip is in the backpack. Why? I don't give a fuck if that's canvas or Kevlar at the bottom of that bitch. That's that much weight rolling around in a backpack? Bullshit. My own thing is like, it just, there's so many of these moments that just pop up, and I just don't. And again, when I get into, part of it feels gimmicky and it feels a little desperate for the demographic, and some of these moments, it feels like somebody is desperate for a new type of weapon. And it's like, come on with something that's cool, but it's not ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you had Mercer, you know, the big buff dude come in with a wrench like this, I'd probably be like, yo, he's pretty badass, you know. Don't sharpen it and put it in a book bag, though. You out of your fucking mind, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, if you had someone like that, I'd probably be like, oh, shit, all right, crack some skulls, let's get it. Anyhow, can you clarify your Virgin covers? Can I get the Virgin clown face cover on the front of mine? No, it's not a cover that you're going to get printed on it. If you want it on it, the idea is it's a little mini poster print. So when it's in the bag and board, I used to have an example here. Let me see if I do have the example real quick. Because in another video, I showed it off. Hold on. Did I hang it up? In another video, I showed it off. And I don't think I got it. Come on. Well, I could probably recreate it if I figure out where the hell the thing went. Yo, do you guys remember the, I don't know. Do you guys remember the video I made where I showed off the clown print? I don't have the print. I don't have the print laying around, but for example, when you take your bag and board, like, you're going to get the print the print size is the same as a comic book size. So I have a huge memories poster on my wall. So you're going to get a print of the clown, and it's the same size as a comic book. So when you have your bag and board, let's say your Doomsday Kingdom comic is, let's say you're holding the clown comic, right, the floppy, and it's in a bag and board. And this goes for any comic you have, Doomsday Kingdom or otherwise, and it goes for the same trade paperback. So you have your comic, you have your print. You don't want to hang your print up on the wall. And again, it is a poster print first and foremost, but it's a virgin cover print. So instead, what you can do, and this is just something that I do with little prints and posters that I can't have the space on my wall for, you just literally slide it in your bag and board, and it now takes the place of your cover there. Now, we do have covers, like if you want that clown cover, we will have that as an option when we sell the floppy comic of issue 5. Oh, sure, absolutely. But as far as making the clown the cover of the trade paperback, it's just far too expensive, because now we're pulling resources from printing bulk in the entire UV spot, yada, 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 that we got. And now we're going to print 50, well, no, not even. Let's say 20 of you want the clown. Now we're going to print 20 on the clown one. But then when it comes time to release the floppy, now it's going to be like, yo, why are you releasing a clown cover? We already got that with the volume. So it's kind of like one of those where we're trying to make the best of it and do what makes sense for the whole. So the volume has its own cover, and we're just not going to replace the volume's cover with issue 5's cover, because that's already issue 5's cover. Did I say that good? Hopefully getting all the questions answered. But when you have the print and you have the actual bag and board, it looks so much better. I slid my, wherever the clown one, I had a sample. In one of my older videos, I showed it off. I will try to find that and give you guys an example. But one thing that we're also trying to do is in the back, like I said before, there's little bonuses that you'll get as far as extra content. There's a handful of pages that are going to be bonus, but they're absolutely 100% surprises until you get it in hand. We will not show those off ahead of time, but one of them is probably, as long as the art ends up as good as that sketch I saw, which I don't see how it can't. You guys are in for a visual treat. That's one page in particular that has some freaking awesome art, but that hints at so much of the story moving forward in a really cool way. Did you hear Kirkman? And let me know if that answers all your questions. Did you hear Kirkman lost his lawsuit? Could this be the end of the Walking Dead franchise? Another YouTuber said it could be, but I hope not. That's a little odd. Kirkman lost getting more money from the TV show. That's it. I don't understand what YouTuber told you that. Please let me know, because I want to watch that video and see how they made that make sense. Kirkman only lost getting more money. That is it. Same thing with Frank Darabont's lawsuit. He's only suing for more money. So it's not like that's going to... Now, if they win and AMC has to pay them, $500 million. I don't know what... I forget the total amount that they're suing, but it's a lot. It's like $300 million. That would, in fact, hurt the budget. Absolutely. There's no way that wouldn't. Anyhow, but yeah, that's not going to hurt, because that has nothing to do with the rights. That's just money. Have they said anything else about the Rick movies? They only said that yeah. I do have an update video. I think a lot of you missed it, because I answered all those questions in the update video. The video before this, if you want details, check that out. But the short answer is yes. They didn't give us any details, but they said that Kirkman is frequently in talks with Andrew Lincoln, and he's excited to get back to work. Are any of your character appearance styles based on or inspired by anyone in real life? Sure. Yeah, a lot of writing, dialogue, visuals is inspired by people in real life, just based off of life experience. And when I was real young, learning how to write and taking screenwriting courses, they tell you a lot of key things that's important to know. But one thing I'm glad I paid attention to early on was actually listening and paying attention, not stalking or spying. But if you're at work, just kind of pay attention at how certain people say things, how they interact, the little mannerisms, because you could pick up on all of that. So no, I can't say this one character was, exactly modeled after this one person in real life. I don't have that just yet, except for one person off the top of my head. The Doomsday Cowboy was always meant to be Ryan Hurst, and it's so strange because I know you might be watching it going, if you're new, you might be going, oh, you did that because he's Beta, which I'm so glad we talked about this earlier. But years ago, before he was cast as Beta, I talked about him being the Doomsday Cowboy because of Sons of Anarchy, not because of Beta and The Walking Dead. And the reason for the cowboy look, I think it in part did come because of the beard from Sons of Anarchy, but the cowboy look because of something that's a spoiler I can't get into, but partly because of his look in Bates Motel. If you look at him, he kind of looks like a bum. Well, that came right after Sons of Anarchy a little bit, and it was the next thing I saw him in, and it was right when I was doing the polish on this, and it connected with another spoiler part of the story where I made him this cowboy, this facade, this cowboy image, Anyhow, so the cowboy's directly modeled after Ryan Hurst, but no one else that, again, off the top of my head, I might have to think about it. Maybe like a coworker or something, and like Katie has a gap in her teeth. I knew a female who had a little gap in her teeth. The cute type of gap, not like, you know what I mean? Anyhow, Angel, Cicernos with a $2 dono. Ignore the trolls, man. Map fam has your back. Thank you very much, and we'll see about that when the content changes up. We're going to get into all this in my follow-up video. I'm trying to rush it because I want to take my daughter out for the weekend to the beach. And my uncle owns a house out there, and we're going to take a couple days and just get away, hang out with family, and hang out on the beach in the beach area for a little bit, just to take a break because we need to get out the house, man. we need something. And so I'm trying to get everything I need done this week because I want to do the follow-up video, and I want to give you guys a video the next day or 2 days after, because I want you to see that it's not like, oh, we're done, we're moving on, but there's no content for a week or two. I want you guys to see that we're at that point where we're moving forward with that plan I've been talking about. Wendy says, I ain't gonna lie, been missing you, Ronnie. YouTube unsubbed to me a few weeks ago. Oh, Wendy, thank you very much for recognizing that, and I hear that far too often. I don't know what it is, man, but I know YouTube is going through some unsubbing thing because I just hit like 122,000 or something on my subs, and overnight I'm back down to, I think we're going to drop below 119. My subs, I'm losing 500 a day, and it's like, I know I didn't do anything wrong as far as like controversial, and I know it's YouTube doing its, because they do it every other few months. We get like this big chunk of subs that go missing. YouTube's doing some mafia shit with my subs, man. They're sleeping with the fishes. I'm going to make a t-shirt. My subs are sleeping with the fishes. Season 9 had great dialogue, in my opinion. I do think Season 9's dialogue was an improvement. Absolutely. Aaron P with a $2. Yo, Ronnie. Yes. Thank you very much, Aaron P. And if you guys from Discord can do me a favor and leave a link to the Discord in chat. If you guys want to pop over to the Discord, I know we have... can I show this? I mean, it's Discord, right? It's safe because it's not like we talk about any like, crazy shit behind the scenes, right? So here's my Discord. We have a public square, which is the area for everybody. There's the gaming chat where we chit chat about gaming, obviously. Showcases for any collectibles whatsoever. I'm curious to get more people that are interested in some collectibles too, because I love talking about those off and on, especially lately. NECA lost the rights to Godzilla, so I picked up a Godzilla, but I forgot which one came out when I was little, so I accidentally bought like the 60s Godzilla, which looks like he looks like a Spurg, and I ended up loving him, so I kept him, but I bought the right one, the 1985 Godzilla, and I only did that because NECA was losing the license, and I just didn't want to spend more than $20 for it, because in case it shot up in price. Anyhow, they got Back to the Future. I don't know what it is, but I've never been more excited to get a toy since I was a kid. There's something about Marty from Back to the Future that is so nostalgic. You know what? I do know what it is. I had very little stuff growing up, and Back to the Future, the movie, we had like this taped off a TV VHS of it, and we watched and watched and watched the shit out of Back to the Future. I think that has a lot to do with it. But they did Doc Brown. So yeah, if you're into Discord, and it's free. Someone said they asked them to pay or something. That's if you're doing other shit like a content creator. We also have a Doomsday Kingdom Discord. Now, once the campaign and shipping gets rolling, this is going to be a hot spot for updates. This and the website, we're going to be staying on point with doing that. I'm also... And Flaw and All reviews, obviously, when they start popping out more and more, you guys will get an early schedule on Discord, and Patreon will be the two places getting the schedule. So if you're not on Patreon and you want to go on Discord, definitely check that out. Will they do Escape from New York injection on Rick to keep him in check and explaining why he did not come back to the survivors? Capsule in his neck, simply dig it out. I don't know what they're going to do, but I know they have to do something, and it better not be Amnesia. If it's Amnesia, I probably won't even watch it. No, Trez Chan has been doing Sunday streams for a few weeks now. I popped in a week or two ago and was talking to him about he bought some collectibles. Marvel, I think. There was he's a big fan of X-Men, so I think it was X-Men, but no, he's not trying to compete. I haven't done a Sunday stream in a minute, so he probably didn't even realize I was doing one today. Hell, I didn't even know I was doing one today until earlier. Is there any zombie movie series that you are interested in? Train to Busan 2, Peninsula. That comes out in August in the U.S. What else we got? I don't think the movies are happening. I think they just told people that to keep an audience until they finish the show. That is possible, but at this point in time, I doubt they're going to bounce out of the movies just yet. I do not know how they'll do it. 50,000 people, community with COVID, laugh out loud. Also, I am beyond hyped for Commonwealth. I think for fans of The Walking Dead, now is a time to pay attention to what I said. And I don't mean to sound egotistical. And I know I got a lot of shit for saying this before, but I don't think people pay attention to what it's like when you're filming post-apocalyptic scenery. I literally had somebody say, and I'm not trying to take a shot at you either. I'm just saying, like, you just don't know what you're talking about, man. But someone literally said, well, when they film The Walking Dead, they just throw a couple pieces of garbage around and boom, you got post-apocalyptic. How can that be expensive? And it's like, bro, you just don't get it, you know? It's far more than just tossing around some garbage. There's post-production work that gets into it that gets very expensive. There's the overgrowth. There's the background blocking out some of the area that's not. There's so many things that goes into dressing a set. Many buildings are not decrepit. So some of them that they're filming in, they gotta dirty them up and then clean them off. They gotta pay people for all this shit. So dressing a set is not as cheap as people people realize, especially when it comes to a bus with overgrowth, with a building that's falling down. A lot of these, I would imagine, they're looking for areas that are naturally abandoned and overgrown, like barns and yada. That's why you see these weird looking areas that are kind of like a random shack or old ass barn, and it's kind of made to look like a spot. Anyway, when we get to Commonwealth, it's so big, it looks like in the frame of the camera, Commonwealth is so big, you don't need to worry about the background because you could say that's part of Commonwealth. So, for example, when they're doing post-apocalyptic, Walking Dead, and they want to film a certain area, they need to have good scouts. They need to get an area. They've been filming like crazy in the area they're in. So when they reuse areas, they better be clever with how to do it. So there's a lot more that goes into dressing a set. Now, when they get to Commonwealth, it looks like the old world. So how much easier is that? When they go for scouting locations, they just got to figure out if they can film there, if they can block the area off. When it comes to filming the set, they make sure all the normal stuff when it comes to filmmaking, as far as certain things that can't be filmed, copyright stuff, some stuff that I'm not even aware of fully, like blocking out certain logos and all that. So they can literally go to an area and they don't have to worry about making that whole street and strip and area decrepit and abandoned and zombies, because it's supposed to look like our world looks now. So for AMC, the Commonwealth is probably their about time, because now we can film in other locations like normal shows and normal movies. This is like back on track with what they know and what they're used to. It expands certain areas that they can film in, again, because it's just like our world is now as far as looks, visuals, So for them, and both have pros and cons. There's absolutely obstacles in the way filming a certain street or strip. And there's definitely, because I would imagine with Commonwealth, it's not going to be 100% replicating our world. There's going to have like tents and street vendors and generators and wiring. They're going to have to dress the set for some of it. But for some of the backgrounds, they don't got to do shit like what they got to do now for post-production when it comes to making that shit dirty, Fuck no. Leave it clean, because this is the Commonwealth. It's that big. Anyhow, the new Walking Dead spinoff looks like it'll be a teen drama series plus zombies. How can they make that show interesting involving kids when gore and violence will be limited? Well, here's the thing. I was told that there's definitely gore on set, because someone that I know was on set, and I was told there's still that gore factor. Now, where we need to figure out how is that going to translate to the TV is, just because they're splitting open heads, are they going to show it? So yes, I understand the concerns that it looks a little more kid-friendly, but you can do kids, and I think it works better having that brutality. Last of Us Part 1, for example. Ellie's a 14-year-old girl, and it is dark, gory, gritty, brutal, emotional, wonderful because of that. Now, if they included Ellie and Riley and, two other buddies, and they didn't curse, and they were kind of politically correct, and they cut out some of the gore, and they PG-13'd it, yeah, because it takes a lot of that weight away, the brutality of that world. When you take that away, it affects how the story impacts us greatly. When are you game streaming again? I honestly don't know. I really don't know. I promised my daughter we'd watch a scary movie tonight, and I got a lot of work coming this coming week. I just don't know. All gaming streams are now officially on the Ronnie Hayes channel, though, just to let you know. So if you are interested, you have to subscribe to Ronnie Hayes. I don't have any gaming streams planned for Make a Path Presents for the next month or two. Absolutely none. So you have to subscribe to Ronnie Hayes. I will be playing Ghost of Tsushima though, because oh my god, is that game amazing. Whoa, go back and watch when I first played it. I was like, man, this is good. Fighting pissed me off. I still disagree with the circle being dodge. I still think it works better if the X was dodge and circle was a different attack. But yo, I'm sorry. If what did I say before? X was dodge, triangle and square were attacks. Anyway, that game it's my game of the year. And I am shocked because I thought that was going to be Last of Us 2, without a doubt. I want to see Negan and Princess meet next season. Yeah, I think a lot of people want to see them. Caterpillar equipment requires big wrenches. Yeah, they do. I'm looking forward to Peninsula. Anyone else? I think from what I hear, a lot of people are. Will you ever stream a Resident Evil game? I have in the past, and I will most likely in the future. I just don't know which one. I may stream, I don't know, Resident Evil, a new one that comes out. I'm going to go and play some older games too. And, if you guys are interested, I'll throw them on my Ronnie Hayes channel streams. But the gaming honestly hasn't done good when it comes to a continued playthrough. Like, for example, when I started doing The Last of Us Part 2 in my review uploads, I upload every single chapter. I was doing it. Views kind of like just fell after like 2 or 3 uploads. I noticed now though, it's weird. Views are starting to rise on them, which I don't get that. It was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and look at the analytics, but so I may just do random game streams, but I'm probably not going to just play full games over there. That's how you know the show is ending. They just don't give a shit anymore. The guy in the video with the wrench got that from Skinner Kid in the trailer, so I assume the other kid dies. That's how he gets it in the trailer, but yes, those are heavy. Yeah, carrying that wrench that long of a distance is just ridiculous. That kid could be Mercer. Yeah, right. What do you feel about the Whisper storyline yourself? I know this may be something you've covered before. However, we're on the Walking Dead topic. Whispers are still the current threat. You know what? It's done okay. I think the Whisperer as a whole was both in the comic and show. Just disappointed me overall. It was one of my most exciting storylines, and it wasn't as dark and creepy as I wanted it to be. What's up, buddy? People fight me on this, but I think the Walking Dead franchise is very much alive. You know what? It's in trouble money-wise, but it's not going anywhere. Still, even if I'm negative, The Walking Dead is not going anywhere. It's making them more money than anything they have, anything else they have. You know what I mean? 2 seconds. I do like that gore though one. I might have to share that on Instagram. My daughter did a special effects toothpick through her cheek thing. I actually liked it.
Also, half of my cheek was gone.
I think that would be cool if she got into doing special effects. That would be friggin' practical effects. Well, kids, they're into something for a few months and then they don't care about it anymore. So if you're into it for like months I'll buy you a special effects kit. Hey, Ronnie, do you feel obliged to continue watching The Walking Dead due to your commitment to the channel or your viewers? No. If this was like 2 years ago, I would have easily said, I have to. I absolutely have to. And you know what? In a small way, I do feel, because I have a handful of people that still reach out that are like, we've been watching for years. We watch as a family, which blows my mind. So in a way, yes, but I'm not never going to completely abandon the Walking Dead content ever. I'm a zombie fan. There's no way I can completely abandon it. If it gets so bad where we're making fun of it, I'm still going to follow it to some degree. But moving forward, The Walking Dead right now is at a standstill. So I got plenty of time to take a break and do flaw and all reviews. So right now I don't have any obligations, or at least I don't feel like I'm obligated to do anything, because again, it's at a standstill. I'm sure to watch your recent vid. Oh yeah, check that out. I am playing Ghost of Tsushima myself every night. Oh, I love it. Wait, you said the zombies look weird? I think that one with the bees in his mouth looked cool as shit. How's your day been? Missed you a lot. I'm chilling. A little hit or miss myself. How do you think the saviors will make it out of the hospital with hundreds of thousands of zombies surrounding them? Will it be like the battle with the whispers where no one dies? Well, I think they have to have a few deaths. I don't know if it's going to be anyone important. I think utilizing some distraction would probably be one element to shift them away. There's only so much you can actually do story-wise. The actress of Princess wants a pet eagle. It was revealed in the panel. Get her an eagle. A pet eagle, huh? I am campaigning you for the role of Mercer, buddy. Yeah, right. You'd have better luck getting that kid with the wrench as Mercer. The Walking Dead needs action figures. Yeah, they do. It would be bomb if NECA made them, but... Yo, I actually bought a McFarlane Toys figure the other day. And at first, I was like, oh, you know what? This looks kind of cool. I'm going to show it to you. But I was like, yo, this looks kind of cool. And he's one of my favorite villains. And then I was like... I had him in the cart. I was buying something else for my daughter. I forget what it was, but I was just standing there for like 2 minutes going, yo, I'm going to regret this. Why am I buying this shit? Because there's so many Walking Dead figures I regret buying right now. Now, if they did a complete set of the characters, I would like it, because then I would have the complete. But there's so many side characters like Gareth that I, absolutely regret. I have like 10 Gareths because they sold so poorly. I bought like 10 of them for $1 a piece, brand new. That's how bad they were selling. Anyway, so the whole way home, I'm kicking myself in the ass. And I'm like, why'd you buy that stupid ass toy? What were you thinking? You're an idiot. You just wasted money. But then I thought it was only like $18. I forget. $20. It was only $20. I'll return it tomorrow. So I get home and I open it up. And I was actually like... okay, this is fucking awesome. But it's the Joker. It's McFarlane Toys, the video game Joker. I don't know. My brother bought me this video game for my birthday one year. And I really did like the Arkham Asylum or Arkham games. Arkham Batman. When they first came out, you can't see his face, but he's got a little eye problem. His eyes are too far apart. But that's just because the sculpt is so recessed. It didn't look like they could get the painting right. Anyway. But he's actually really fucking cool. And I'm a big Joker fan. I love that villain in almost everything except for the Leto Joker. I don't even care if you send me a Hot Toys Leto. I won't accept it. I will send it. I will return that bitch to sender. I love you, but don't even do it as a joke. I swear to God, this isn't like a reverse psychology. Like I don't care if it's a $9,000 statue. No. I'll sell that. No, but no, just that's the only Joker I don't like. Anyway, for $20, and the good thing with McFarlane Toys is, and I want him to succeed, but lately it's been hit or miss with his stuff. But the good thing with McFarlane Toys is they almost always go on sale cheaper, and they're so easy to get. Like with NECA, you have to wait months, almost a year, to get their stuff when they're released, because their releasing system is so piss poor. It's almost unbelievable. It's almost unreal. It's that bad. Anyhow, and with McFarlane Toys, I was thinking I don't have any Superman, I don't have any Superman anything. So I was like, I'll get a McFarlane Toys, and I was thinking, I'll wait I guarantee I get Superman for $10. Sure enough, on Amazon he's $15 right now. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'll buy him for 10. That's the great thing about McFarlane Toys, though. When they make good stuff, it's amazing. It's dirt cheap, and it's in every freaking store, except for The Walking Dead. For some reason, when they started doing Walmart exclusives, they were nowhere to be found. Anyhow, let me catch up with some of these comments. Let's say in a decade from now, do you think AMC would ever think about rebooting the main line, The Walking Dead show? Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. Are you shitting me? I don't know about their contract. I don't know if they have it forever or what. Or I don't know how that works. I think rights revert back after so many years, like 30 or 50 years. I forget. But unless they sell it, The Walking Dead is going to reboot. You better fucking believe it. If you don't think The Walking Dead will do a reboot, you're out of your goddamn mind. Again, unless there's something contractual that keeps it from doing that I'm unaware of, which would be a lot. I don't know anything about their contract, obviously. It's going to be remade. It's going to go into spin-offs. Now, the only way it won't be remade, and this is the time to worry as a fan, is if all the spin-offs and all the limited series, if they're all done. Let's say Fear ends. Let's say Beyond World Beyond, whatever, it ends. Let's say, what else is out there? The Rick movies are done. The main show is the only thing on. And when that's the case, I would start to worry about a complete reboot. Because they can't reboot it if they have connected stories in that universe. It doesn't work that way. They would never do that. That would be brand confusion beyond belief. So if the spin-offs dry up and the main show isn't doing good in ratings, get ready for it. It'll be rebooted. But that's years from now. In another universe where you got the role of Dwight, what would your reaction be when Gimple said, "I want to put you in Fear the Walking Dead"? I would say, fuck yes, let's do it. Are you kidding me? It's a job. There's a difference between being a critic, being a fan, and working a job. If you could call me right now and be like, "Yo, Ronnie, we want to put you on Fear the Walking Dead, and you're going to be the worst fucking character ever. Like, everyone's going to hate you. You're going to be, like, we're literally giving you the shittiest of the shittiest dialogue." And I would do a cartwheel all the way there, because it's a gig. I mean, it's fuck yes, I'm more comfortable and more interested creating, though. I mean, I've done acting and I've done stuff like that, but I think over the years, I have gotten confused because in the beginning, I wanted to write and create the stories. And then I was told, well, you have to act first, and then you get your foot in the door. So then I started becoming an actor, but I ended up loving all of it. Doing some comedy and some little shit like that, right? Doing some plays and yada, yada, yada. And I think over time, I just assumed to do everything. But if I could be honest with myself, I want to be the one creating the content. I think if I can, comic books is great. I think the medium that, the medium that I think I'm the most comfortable with would be to create the stories for comics, video games, write a script here and there. Maybe, I don't know about TV shows, though. I don't know about that length, but I would still cartwheel all the way there. You're going to finish streaming Ghost of Tsushima in parts on the other channel? No, I'm not going to do it in parts because I've already played like 10 hours since the last video I put up. Oh my God, I love that game. I have other clips that I've done of just me playing and like the Last of Us 2, but I don't know. It's tricky. I'm trying, but right now I have to stay focused on the new content. So I just can't. If streaming the game gets in the way of the new content, I just gotta take a break. Again, my main focus for the next 2 months is the Flaw and All reviews and some Speak Your Geek interviews every now and then. That's it for a couple months. We're gonna test it out. Will you collect the Walking Dead Deluxe comics? Yes, I'm going to get one of each of the colored comics so I can reread it in color, and I'll probably make a complete collection out of that. Was this 6-episode thing planned before the pandemic? No. If not, then when did they have time to film the extra episodes? You know what? They didn't film them, though. I mean, unless there's more information that came out that I'm unaware of. I was not under the impression that they filmed them. I didn't ask, though. I mean, I didn't dig in and ask about information, but I was under the assumption they were going to start filming these for 2021. You know what I mean? So in that part of time, they would have something to air. So yeah. Sequel show to The Walking Dead, hopefully one day. Also, what spin-offs would you want to see? Sequel show to The Walking Dead, hopefully one. Wait, sequel show to The Walking Dead? I have no idea what that means. Yeah, I have no idea what that means. Also, what spin-offs would you want to see? Right now, I just don't have any that I'd want to see. I got to think about it. Because I just don't want anything. It's got to be, I don't know. It's got to be something. Normally, I would probably say, let's do I don't know. A Negan prequel, but it's got to be something that a little different or interesting. Believe it or not, I would probably pick The Governor right now, but we've already seen a chunk to make that a little complicated to do. So I don't know. Again, I don't know. Even when you think about Glenn, it would only be such a short time. I don't know. I would have to really think about which ones I'd want to see. When it gets rebooted, we better get a comic Andrea. Yeah, right. We should. If one were to happen, which would you rather? Morgan returning to Walking Dead or Morgan moving to the movies to reunite with Rick? I love the movie route, personally. Ooh, which one would I rather? Morgan on the show or Morgan in the movies? Probably in the movies with Rick. Can I call you? Says AP. What? 1, no. You can't call me. And 2, how the hell would you call me? And why would you call me while I'm streaming? I think World Beyond is only 2 seasons because it's teased for the Rick movies, and when it ends, we get another spin-off to replace it, further expand the universe. You know, I think everyone is saying the World Beyond is set up for the Rick movies, and I'll be honest with you, I don't see how that is the case at all. The World Beyond is not supposed to do that. When you go back and listen to Gimple's original, unless they changed it, that's not what it's supposed to do. That's not what it's there for. Unless they changed it. Now, will they tease it, and will the end of World Beyond's tease in some way, like tease the movies? Yeah, I think so. But is it set up for them? I don't know, man. I don't know. What's the fucking point of that? I just don't get what the point of that is. We have the setup. You know, we already got it. Just give us the Rick movies already, AMC. What the fuck you doing, you know? Do you have any hope that Teen Angst of The Walking Dead will be good? I do have some hope. What do you think of the people who say that masked guy in season 10 finale is Morgan's son? I did a whole video on that. It's fucking stupid. I want to see a sequel show to The Walking Dead one day. Oh, a sequel show. All right. Depend on how long the main show goes on. Yeah, I don't think that's common in TV. That's why that confused me. You don't have sequel shows. You would just have a new show, but it would follow some of the characters of the old one. But I see what you mean. Jeffrey said he'd be down to do a Negan Lives and was interested in even doing a Here's Negan movie in one of the live Q&As. Well, right now he can't do Negan Lives because we're not there yet, but I see what you mean. By the time we get there, that'd be good. As far as doing the Here's Negan, I would be down for it, absolutely. But again, my whole thing is it's got to have a punch to it. We already read the Here's Negan, and I like the concept, but man, that execution. And I think it was Spin, you commented on I think it was on my last video, about why I even care about how they do it in a gimmicky way. And Here's Negan is a perfect example of the gimmick, in a way, ruining the shit out of a story. If the gimmick for Here's Negan is that they gave us 3 pages of a comic once a month for a year and a half or something like that. For real. Do you guys remember those days? So every month we got a magazine, and here's the gimmick. We had to buy the Image magazine. I don't even know if this magazine is still out. It's funny how when the fan base is like, when the consumer is like, we don't want this shit. It's funny how no one listens and they do it anyway, but they use gimmicks to get us to buy it. Someone please look up Image Plus and see if that's still a thing. It was an Image magazine, and the concept I liked, but they ran off with articles that just were not interesting, which is a shame, man. They had a real good chance at doing some behind the scenes stuff. Anyhow, so the gimmick was we had to buy this magazine. You didn't say that? I'm almost positive you did. It was one of the comments I got a notification for right before I went live. It was, you don't agree with me that something. I'll go back and read it just to make sure I got the right person. But anyway, my point though is, which one is it? Live. My point though was with Here's Negan, it was, oh no, that wasn't live. My bad. It wasn't a live stream. It was doled out 3 pages at a time, which destroyed the momentum. Absolutely ruined it. When I read Here's Negan all in one shot, I had a much better enjoyment of the story because it wasn't like, oh shit, oh, it's done, you know? So they chopped it up all to hell. You had to go out of your way to buy a magazine you didn't even want. And you had to go multiple times to make these trips to go pick it up. So it like zaps this enjoyment out of it. And when you zap that much enjoyment out of enjoying the actual product that you're getting, it bleeds into the experience you have when you're reading it. Like if I gave you a comic and sat you down in the most comfortable chair and gave you like your favorite little drink, put on a little mood music, and it was just an okay story, and you know, yada yada yada, I don't know, your favorite meal, really done it up. I mean, you would, even though it's an okay story, you'd probably have the most relaxing, your whole experience and overall demeanor and nostalgia towards that story, that just okay story, would be high up on the scale. Now, in the same strength, if I threw you in a pile of shit and hit you with a cattle prod every 2 pages you turned, for an okay story, your experience overall reading the same story, and these are ridiculous examples, but they mean something. Your overall feel and nostalgia and whatever is really low when it comes to that. Same thing when I look back and see the Here's Negan, even though the story and the concept I do like a lot, but it just falls short. And it has that leftover taste in my mouth of that experience of having to go because it was done as a gimmick. Same thing for the cliffhanger. Cliffhanger was a gimmick just to get ratings for the next episode. And they never got back the momentum they build up to. Even though the next episode is one of my all-time favorite episodes, it still didn't get me back to that momentum that they built in episode 6. And you still have that, you know, that residual feeling of rewatching it, and it's one of my favorite episodes, you know, and I still have that feeling of you know. So when they do these things, like you got the momentum going with the season, it's already kind of shoddy the way they split the season up, but we're used to it now, and then they go ahead and they play these games with the final episode. They hold it for us. just to get World Beyond done. No one gives a fuck about World Beyond. I know that because I went back and looked at the trailer announcements for Comic-Con. I even took a picture of it. Here was a 20-hour upload for The Walking Dead. The Comic-Con panel for the main show in 20 hours had 5,000 views, a little over 5,000 views. And they posted these back to back. So they were at the same time period. 16 hours, 5,000 views. The Walking Dead World Beyond. We're going to do Fear first. The Walking Dead main show, 5,000 views. The Walking Dead Fear series, 1.4 thousand views. So 1,000 views, 5,000 views. World Beyond, in the same amount of time, 700 views. No one gives a fuck compared to the main show. Same thing when it comes to the finale. If they made a poll and they said, everyone, you guys will wait for the yada, yada, yada. No one wants that. It jams up the experience as a whole. Now, to go even further, when they continue to insert gimmicks into the story, it does a number of different things. One of the biggest things it does is it ruins the actual the actual experience of that show, of that entertainment that you're trying to enjoy. Yeah, Spin, this was you. You said, why is it a bad thing that they are using the finale to hype the new series? Can't say I agree with you. It's their fucking job to do so. And then you said you don't care about the extra episodes. I see a lot of people say they don't care, and I think it's because it doesn't seem like it's more Walking Dead. It seems like it's fluff Walking Dead. And again, I'm going based on what people are saying, because it's not connected to season 11. How the fuck is it not connected if it's in between 10 and 11? You know what I mean? Anyhow, so that's what I was referring to. I get on a business side of it, I understand that, yes, it's the only thing they could have done. But with COVID just fucked it up. So give fans the finale. Just fucking give it to them, because it was done. And then do World Beyond. Because I'll tell you right now, tacking World Beyond is only going to help you with the initial rating and viewing for the premiere. It's not going to save the series. Look at Fear the Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead had like 10 million viewers in the very first episode, right? Go back and look, 10 million viewers. And people bounced almost immediately. I hung in there. I was like, oh, it's a slower, different type of build. People ran like it was a ship on fire, and they were trying to be the first ones to the rowboats. They didn't do that because of gimmicks. They did that because the story wasn't interesting. The characters weren't that great. Is Negan Lives even worth a trip, man? I have not yet to read it. Can't find it anywhere in comic shops. Negan Lives, I would say read it whenever you find it. It's not even worth a drive to the shop, to be honest. They're coming out next month with a second printing. Just wait and go and get it. It's just fluff. How do you think the survivors will make it out of the hospital while they're... Oh, I already did that one. I think World Beyond has potential, though. It has my interest far above Fear. Same, but that's because I already know I tried Fear and I didn't like it. So when it comes to World Beyond, it's totally brand new. And I'll admit, just because there's kids in it doesn't mean it's going to be bad. But the kids and the tone of the trailer, the only thing I really enjoyed was the cinematography. But what they're showing in the trailer, it doesn't look like it's something I'm interested in. It just looks like a corporate meeting. Again, and this is why it gets annoying and frustrating, is because when you have people that go, we need this demographic, let's make this show. It's like, well, when The Walking Dead came out, I mean, did they really go, we need to have a young protagonist, we need to have this type of protagonist? No, they said, we're making this comic, it's a great story, we're doing this, they did that, and it blew up. Because it was fucking amazing. It was just what we needed at the time. When The Last of Us video game came out, did people go, this main character's like 40, 50 years old. This sucks. It's not our demographic. No, young and old alike played the game and loved it because it was a good story. When it comes to creating the new show, this is why I think The World Beyond it might not hit as well as I would like it to, is because it has that stuffy feeling like it was done by corporate and not by someone who said, yo, I honestly feel like I got a good story to put out for this. Right now, the setup, now keep in mind, the setup is a couple kids going to find their father at a different installation or a different community or area because he's in trouble. And that's the loose tagline. Now, you need taglines to be able to quickly show people, well, what is it about, And they don't usually really matter all that well as being exact. It doesn't, like Rick finding his family. It's a nice tagline, but in reality, it doesn't matter. You don't tell people, oh, The Walking Dead's about a guy trying to find his wife and kids. No, he finds them right away. It's beyond that. So we need to see what's the story beyond the tagline. And if it's good, fucking, I hope it is. But I'm not getting good vibes from it. Even Fear of the Walking Dead, when I go back and look at the trailers, I really like them, man. It's like, this is fire. And then when you watch them, the one season, I think I wanted to fight a physical, embodiment of that season. That's how bad I hated it. It was fucking terrible. And again, Spin. No, I don't believe that at all. Spin said, my point is that it wasn't totally the fault of the show delaying this. There was this little thing called COVID-19. Spin, no, you're totally missing the point. When that came out and they said, oh, we don't have time to do the production, somebody came out and said, that's bullshit. They do have it done. And this was someone from the inside. They do have it done. They won't do it because they don't have World Beyond done. So, yes, that's what they're telling you originally, but that's not true. They just didn't do the finale. I'm sorry. They didn't release the finale, let me clarify, because they didn't have time to edit World Beyond. Again, you're missing the total point. It's not about them saying, we just, couldn't edit it. It's about the fact that corporate or whoever is making the call said, hold the finale so we can tack it on to World Beyond. You know what I'm saying? Fear the Walking Dead isn't as good as The Walking Dead, but it's still more post-apocalyptic world, which is why I watch. But it's still more post-apocalyptic? How so do you mean there? Have you ever thought about making a show? Have I thought about making a show? I think maybe I've thought about it, but I wouldn't necessarily dive right into making a show. Having lack of connections would be a big thing. If I was making something, it wouldn't be a TV show. Have you ever thought about making a show? Fear Season 6 has this bounty hunter that is tracking down Morgan. Yeah, I know. A little too much like the Doomsday Cowboy for my liking. Do you think AMC was lying about the episode not being ready before COVID hit? No, they were 100% lying because initially you said you understood it. Yes, because I figured they wouldn't bullshit on that. They wouldn't bullshit on a fucking pandemic. How disgusting do you have to be? So I initially went with it. I was like, there's no way you're going to bullshit a pandemic. There's no, corporate people are sleazy, but that's over the top sleazy. But then it was revealed that someone said, oh, yeah, they're fucking lying. They have it ready. They have the ability to wrap it up, but they're not gonna because they want to tack it on to World Beyond. And then slowly we started seeing that they were getting ready to tack it on to World Beyond. I had a source that told me, what did I tell you guys? Like 2 months ago or a month ago, they were tacking it on to World Beyond. And then what happened? They tacked it on to World Beyond. So yes, they were fucking lying. They lied to us, I think The Walking Dead can continue as a franchise past the main show. Yes, I think it can. Do you think Fear and the new spinoff takes away from the budget for the original Walking Dead show? I think they could be more focused and have more funds if they had one show. I don't know the inner details of how all this works. I do know originally when you set a budget, you have the budget. So in that regard, no, it doesn't. However, since AMC is using the Walking Dead money to bulk up production of their entire operation, essentially, in a way that's not black and white, yeah, some of that money could go back into The Walking Dead instead of the spin-offs. And it probably would be a lot better for it. They would probably raise the ratings, and they could probably raise the. But again, everything's a little more complicated than that, though, so it gets tricky. But no, initially, when they have the budget, they have a budget. But again, I'm sure the argument could be made that, on the back end somewhere they could put additional budget onto it instead of tacking it onto the spin-offs. What's up? So glad I was able to catch a stream. My fiance's birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday. Anyway, Becca could get a shout out. Sure, happy birthday, Becca. She loves the Facebook group and your in-depth Walking Dead talk. Well, I'm sorry about that. We're going to have a delay coming up for a little bit because, there's not a lot of Walking Dead stuff. We will do more older episodes, though, for Flaw and Awe. I know lately some Flaw and Awe videos have been going up in views, which is nice. So when we dive back into it, The Walking Dead isn't doing so hot, though, view-wise. But if you guys really show support, I would love to dive into season 2 and do Flaw and Awe reviews for that. Could the 6 bonus episodes be dedicated to these small character spin-off types of stories? They at this point in time, they could be dedicated to anything outside of the main story. That's how I hear it. When they first said it, you believed it. We talked about it on the streams. Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe there's a delay in the stream that is making the conversation with us going back and forth seem a little off. Because, I think that's a double. I could have sworn I just answered that. I might be losing my mind. I could have sworn I answered it, but what's throwing me off is it seems like it's worded a little different, but it's the same thing. So yeah, I think I answered that one already. I got 2 gold and 2 silver. The Blacklisted has similar issue. Wait, the Blacklist had a similar issue. COVID happened before and finished the finale, so they took what they already had filmed and they did the rest in graphic novel. I heard some people did an animation style. I don't know how well that turned out. Please don't tell me I'm missing the point, bro. Spin, you're missing the point. I'm fucking with you. Also, Rick movies will most likely be 2022 if COVID isn't as dangerous. At this point in time, yeah, listen, we said from the rip, or I said from the rip, Rick movies aren't coming until 2021. And again, I think I pretty much made a video of it and put that in a fucking thumbnail. Just based with how they were going about the announcements, we knew it wasn't coming until 2021. At this point in time, there's still time for them to do it for 2021, but with COVID ramping back up again, I would say I'm comfortable with it being released as a prediction for 2022. Yeah, sure. But there's still hope for 2021. It's looking grim. Spin, you retracted a message. Did you curse me out? Tell the truth. Grayson said, I haven't looked much into the story of World Beyond. The idea of all the kids was an eye roll for me. Hopefully the kids are trained and have knowledge of the walkers. I don't want to see the same old stuff. Well, you're wrong. Unfortunately, they already said that these are kids that were sheltered from the world. They're repeating the same shit we've already gotten time and time again. And that's why I almost didn't do the stream, because I don't want to keep sounding negative, but and again, if I am wrong, I'll be like, fuck yes, that was awesome. But come on, they've already came out and said it. These are kids that we already saw the girl in the trailer throwing up for having to kill that walker. Maybe it stunk or something. Like, We're getting the same shit we always get on The Walking Dead, man. These are kids just like in Alexandria. They were behind the safe walls, and now they're venturing out into the world. And I don't understand why it's so interesting to keep going back and repeating people who aren't used to walkers becoming walker killers. It's almost like a cookie cutter assembly line for character development. Look at this character. He was Father Gabriel. He was a priest who was hiding out the whole time, so he's totally new to killing walkers. Now he's a badass. Look at Alexandria. This is a nice little community. How were they dealing with walkers this whole time, but they're totally new to walkers? Well, they have a wall. Just believe it. Believe it. We always keep running into these characters. And again, for a few times, it's easy to just ignore it. And that's what I did. Fuck it. Alexandria, there's only like one or two people that are used to killing walkers. Otis is the only one used to putting walkers into the barn. They keep repeating that same... Fine. But when it's done for everything, it gets to be like, come fucking on, man. Can we get some kids who are, they look like that, like how they look now? Clean, sweet, innocent, young. And then we find out they're fucking badasses at walker survival. Switch it up a little bit. Maybe take extra time to sit there and work on character development and think about how would you develop a character differently if they were grew up in this world, and how would they interact with death, and focus on it in a different, unique, and fresh aspect. Maybe somebody who just wasn't affected by people dying. There's so much death around them. And then show them in some way where it could affect them and start breaking them down on a human level, an emotional level. And again, I'm instantly thinking of this, so you'd have to polish it a lot better than that. But you see what I'm saying? We're getting people who are just behind a wall. They're new, and we're going to watch them turn into Carols. Some of them are going to die. I would imagine they would have to, but yep, we get to watch newbies turn into badasses again. What happened to the Flaw and Awe series? Nothing happened to it. It's still on and popping. Day of the Dead is dropping any day now. I have a structure to it. You're going to get one more video specifically, unless some crazy news pops off. You're getting one video update about the channel. I'm putting my flag in the ground. We're making one final announcement. I'm tired of everyone asking, like, what's going on with... I still get people asking about Deeper Intos. It's been like fucking 2 years now. Deeper Intos, no one watched them, so I stopped making them. Now, I already am getting the itch down the line to make a Deeper Into for something, but they will never return like I wanted to do per episode. That's now Flaw and Awe Review, which in a large part is very similar to Deeper Into. If you like Deeper Into, it's very similar to that, except for we don't break down the technicalities of the story writing. But I'm already getting that itch to do another Deeper Into for some movie or season or something. I was even thinking about that today, but no one watched them, so I stopped making them. At least with Flaw and Awe, we get a good few thousand people watching them. I know with Deeper Into, we only had 1,000 people watching when I first posted, and it took like a year to get like 10,000 people watching them. Maybe over a year to get 10,000 views. With editing, that much editing, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it with that much editing. There's no way. The villain for Fear last season is the assistant on The Boys. Also from the trailer, it looks like they had another horrible villain. Fear has the worst villains. Why is that? I don't know. They just don't know how to write villains, I guess. But the generic Michonne villain was probably that was probably one of the worst villains in TV history. Oh my God. In the live Q&A, someone asked if Fear the Walking Dead is bringing the fear back, and some of the cast said it's going to be dark. Do you think they'll redeem themselves or another bad season? I'm not falling for it again. Every season we try to say it's going to be, but no, it's always bullshit. Listen, the people who made the last season can't suddenly make an amazing season. Even if it's just okay, they just don't get the franchise. They don't get the pre-established fan base. They just don't understand it. They just don't get it. There's some disconnect there, because some of the decent concept shit we are getting on Fear is repeated shit we've already had on the other shows. Go back and watch some of my Fear reviews. It's literally repeating what we already had, Can we all agree that World Beyond is just build up for the movies? It has literally no relevance otherwise. No, I will not agree to that. Again, and I'm willing to be way off on World Beyond. World Beyond is not meant to be build up to the movies. I don't know where this idea came from. I understand the CRM aspects of it, but guys, keep this in mind. This is what we're getting with World Beyond. We are getting a loose connective tissue to the communities that one of them has Rick. That's it. Loose connective tissue to those communities that are in contact with a community that has Rick. That's it. Now, the characters we're following are leaving that community, likely in the very first episode. They're leaving that community and they're going out in the world, which means we're no longer seeing CRM stuff at all. Go back and look at the trailer. So that connective tissue to Rick is going to be in the first 15, 20 minutes. Maybe it looks like maybe they'll touch base with it again at the end of the season. But as far as anything, did you need something?
I need to know where a hat is.
What kind of hat?
Any hat.
The Walking Dead hat, you dropped it on the ground in the bathroom. I mean, were you doing something with that? And please, could you put it up next time? So yeah, as far as the setup for the thing, there's definitely could be something there, and I would imagine it has to have some connective tissue. But I don't think it's going to be like this all big setup that people think, because again, we've already got the setup, and the movies are going to be the main reveal of what's without. If we reveal it in World Beyond, what's the point of the movie? You know what I mean? As far as the intrigue, where's the intrigue if they revealed it in a different show? You know? You watch The Boys, it's so good. Yeah, I like The Boys. I just mean Fear is more post-apocalyptic content for us to watch. Oh, you mean it I get it. When I read that at first, I thought you meant it's more post-apocalyptic than The Walking Dead, visually, or storytelling. I don't know. Fear the Walking Dead literally had a guy die filming a documentary. Yeah. Someone sent me that clip. That's when I stopped watching. You have to remember there's a delay. I said that shit a long damn time ago. We're good. Yeah, I figured that out on the second go around. I was like, yo, I bet this delay is part of the issue. Could the beta reveal happen in a way where beta listens to the herd chant, which turns into the crowd cheering him? Okay, hold the fuck on. Could the beta reveal happen in a way where beta listens to the herd chant, which turns into the crowd cheering him on during a performance? Well, they already did I don't know why that would be a reveal. They already showed us in the preview that Beta's losing his shit and he's kind of, hearing from the zombies, as if they are in communication with them. They're on the same wavelength. So he's losing his shit. He's too far gone. Will they incorporate that as an actual performance? I haven't seen where they would set that up in a way that would have a decent payoff, I just don't know. There would have to be something there. I definitely think there's something there that fits that, sure. But I just don't know what the angle would be. I don't know if it would be interesting to just see them chanting like he's a rock star, and then you see what I'm saying? If there was an emotional connection where the character, and again, I'm trying to make connect these dots instantly, but if there was some more emotional connection where that played a part in a story, I would say, oh yeah, it would be this way. But I just don't know what the reveal or payoff would be outside of a cool moment. You know what I mean? Do you think the 6 episodes would be like DVD extras with unfinished scenes, etc.? Sorry if you've... I fucking hope not. When I heard there was 6 more episodes, guys, it's supposed to be 6 more episodes, not special features. I mean, it's supposed to be actual episodes, just not directly leading into season 11, unless I'm hearing it wrong, unless I'm misunderstanding it. You got to admit the bees coming out of the walker was badass. I already admitted that. That was one of the things I positively commented on. Oh, you're high as fuck. Happy birthday, brother. Tyrese, happy birthday. Tyrese's arm. Also, the World Beyond group is from one of the 3 communities of CRM. Yes, we already covered that as well. I just think, and again, I'm either wrong or people are just pulling way too much hope from World Beyond connecting to Rick. You know what would clear it up? You guys tell me. How do you want it to connect to the Rick movies? In what way? What do you want them to show? What do you want them to reveal? And don't forget, they need to save some intrigue for the actual Rick movies. If the Rick movie starts and we know who took them and why they took them and what they're doing there, what is the point of you lose so much of the story in the Rick movie unless they got like a secret cool story already planned out and they don't need that type of intrigue. But what's the intrigue? If we find out they're doing experiments to make a cure in the World Beyond, I don't know. We lose so much of that intrigue. Then we go, okay, well now we know why Rick's there. How does he escape? Why hasn't he escaped? I guess that's the other intrigue. How do you feel about Juliet going back to school? They canceled school, so she's not going back. All the kids in the state are doing remote learning. Oh, okay. You messed up the link? I was just teasing, Spin. I figured it was just like I thought it maybe been a misspelling or some shit like that. I don't know if you can edit them. Can you edit them live? I don't think you can, but how about this idea? Rick in the movies is a soldier and partners with another soldier. It could circle back to Rick and Shane. But why, though? That's my own thing is why. It would have to be a reason. Everything is an awesome idea with a good why. So just take any idea you have. Yes, it's awesome, but why? The why makes it awesome. What does that do? Because if he just links up with someone and he has a partner like Shane, bro, I don't give a fuck. If there's no why, I don't care. There has to be that connective tissue that makes it mean something. Not just like The Last of Us did this a number of times, which fucking frustrates me because people are all deep throating the shit out of that. And they literally just mirrored a story, meaning they did the story twice with 2 different characters. And people are acting like it was written in symbolic gold or something. It's literally me saying this character tripped and he stubbed his toe, stabbed himself with a pencil, and then accidentally almost drowned himself. And then character B walks over, tripped, stubbed his toe, stabbed himself with a pencil, and almost drowned himself. Look, guys, they mirror each other. Yay, I did something amazing. But again, there has to be that meat there. Just the why, the purpose, the meaning, the weight of, I don't know how else to say that, but just him having a partner like he used to have a partner, for me, doesn't do anything. But if there was something connective that had some weight to it, I would be like, oh, that's deep. That's insanity to me. They should have training set up for kids, especially this far into the apocalypse. I mean, even Carol was trying to train the kids in the prison survival 101. Well, it looks like they stole some of their gear from the CRM, whatever type of security. It looks like they stole some of their weapons. But from what we've heard and what we've seen, it does not look like they are the soldiers. It looks like they are, or if they were trained, it looks like they're, hidden away behind the wall, regular school kids. Even if they're experienced walker killers, they still have walkers sneak up on them. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's another thing. And here's something. I'll tell you this right now. I'm going to go hardcore promote Doomsday Kingdom. Did we make another $40? We got it. I think every one of you already bought it. Yeah, I don't think we did it yet. Not yet. So for anyone who doesn't know, we need $40 more for everyone to get another free print. It'll come. It'll happen. So don't no one get nervous. You don't have to donate or nothing because I know there's the option to donate, but we'll get it. Trust me, because we got like 2 more weeks of promoting for this. I think we'll even hit the 10K and then everyone gets that glorious cover. But Doomsday Kingdom, when I was writing this, and I was writing it from a zombie fan, and you guys could tear it apart when it comes out too, because I'm sure someone's going to tear it apart. That's fine. It's the beginning of a bigger story, and I'm confident by the time you guys get 3 or 4 volumes, you'll be like, yo, this is fire. One thing as a zombie fan, I thought, I can't stand ninja zombies, ninja walkers. I can't stand the sneaky, silent walkers. So in Doomsday Kingdom, there's no silent zombies. There's no sneaking zombies. No, none of that. To combat that, we have, as I talked about, different stages. There is a stage in here, and some of you have already seen it if you've read the first couple issues, but as the story unfolds and you find out more details, one of the stages has something in it, involved in it, and I believe that, in a way, solves the problem with having a ninja walker. Because the idea is they do it on TV because they want some shock and surprise and sudden danger. You can't have sudden danger if your monster literally just shuffles around. You can only do it if you fuck it up by having a random quiet zombie just go, So we don't do any of that bullshit here. However, because of how the stages were developed, we can incorporate zombies that are a little more stealthy, let's say. You guys will get it when you get to it, but I'm telling you, that's something that I loved doing with Doomsday Kingdom. As a zombie fan, I loved putting it together stuff that I wanted to see from the zombie genre, that disappointed me from the zombie genre. So there's a few different stages. So if you find something and you're like, oh, I don't want my zombies to do that, keep in mind, stage 2 is, or whatever stage it is classic zombie. There will always be classic zombie, slow moving, dumb, dead, rotting. There will always be that in this story, but there's also a few different type of zombies in there, and none of them are talking, smart, intelligent. We don't do that Romero crap, which I'm sure plenty of you love. I don't like the talking zombies, not in that way, because there could be something similar. I think I just confused my current readers. You'll find out more details coming up. I'm doing my first semester of university. Good luck with that, homie. Some people think the 6 episodes will be behind-the-scenes stuff because they're calling it extra content like extras. Oh, you know what? That might be it, but that's not what it's supposed to be. World Beyond feels like they're trying to replicate the formula of Stranger Things with younger kids. I bet you any money. That's another thing, too. When I got interested into Hollywood and doing screenwriting, I studied so much and learned so much, talked with so many people. I can't tell you how many times I was with someone like in the industry and I'm out to coffee or at a bar, yada, 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 just talking with them about ins and outs. And again, it's part of networking. It's part of, at the time, I was doing some acting and writing scripts. So I was really, getting out there, rubbing shoulders. It's networking. Anyway, so certain things I pick up on, like, for example, this is something they actually do, is they take stuff that is already within that point in time. What's the fucking word I'm looking for? It's already like confirmed to work. It's a word I'm looking for, though. It's already been done, right? And they'll look at, for example, their demographic they're trying to shoot for. They'll now do research on Stranger Things, for an example, and they'll see if they can tweak that and not tap into that same type of audience in a similar way, and yada, yada, yada. I don't really think they're doing that at this point in time, but for someone to use it as a criticism, yes, it could be. It could be that, absolutely, because that's something that in the industry they do. For example, I told you guys before, one of the no one talks about the biggest secret in screenwriting to Hollywood is you copy other people's work. No one fucking talks about it, but everyone fucking does it, like Star Wars. No one fucking says a damn thing. However, they ripped off the what was the last? Oh, come on. No. Holy fuck. The Thanos. Come on. What was the last? Endgame. All right. There's so many fucking titles. So they took the ending of Endgame And because Star Wars was having so many problems in production, so many, people were just not happy. So as a last minute ditch, and this is one of the darkest secrets in screenwriting, you take something that's already worked in fandoms. So the superhero fandom is already huge, right? It's kind of this similar fandom as Star Wars. They share a lot of the same fans. And they went nuts when he said, I'm Iron Man. So then they thought, it's already worked. Fans already went nuts. They loved it. They praised Endgame. But here's where those screenwriters get it twisted. Just because you take something and slap it in your movie doesn't mean it has the same weight or impact. It doesn't. So they took that, I'm Iron Man, and then they gave it to, what's her fucking name? And she's like, I'm all the Jedi. What? It doesn't carry the same weight because it doesn't have that same buildup. It doesn't have that same character development, character interaction. You don't have the same love for those characters. You don't even have the same connective tissue between when he says that in the end of his first movie and then he says that at the end of his life. You know what I'm saying? You didn't earn it just because you stole it from Avengers. Was it Avengers? Avengers Endgame. Just because you stole that from Endgame doesn't mean people are going to fall in love with it in Star Wars. No, you just did one of the secret tricks in Hollywood screenwriting. Steal your colleagues' work. Is it even colleagues when you're writers? I don't know. Anyway, got a dono here. Henry Vlogs with a nice $20 dono. Nice plump $20. I was going to make a sexual reference, but it didn't work. I thought the Whispers, not because I'm PC or nothing, just because I botched it up. I couldn't think of anything. I thought the Whispers would be resolved in episode 16 with a fight/Beta dying, but since there's 6 more episodes, are they going to draw it out more, or are they going to still resolve it with episode 16 and give us 6 episodes of filler? Here's the thing. I, from the beginning, always believed, printer, shut the fuck up, bro. I always believed that Beta was going to continue on. We actually got to shut down soon. I just noticed. It's getting late, and I got to watch that scary movie with my daughter. Beta was always going to live on because they can layer the coming story better if they phase out some of the Whisperer storyline and fade in some of the Commonwealth storyline. So as a way of layered storytelling, it works better just having him survive with a few remaining Whisperers. And they did that in the comic as well. So I always thought he was going to continue on. Now, the 6 episodes, at first I thought it was, okay, they're just going to continue the story for 6 more episodes. And then season 11 would have, the regular episode limit, whatever they do. However, it doesn't seem like that's what we're hearing. We're hearing it's going to be 6 episodes, but it might be, I don't know, fucking Connie. Where was she? In the hole. It might follow a backstory of Negan. It might follow where Maggie's been for 2 episodes. So it seems like it might be these different things and not just... So in a sense, yes, filler, but then some of it has connective tissue. You see what I'm saying? But I don't have any confirmation on if it's going to be all anthology. Is it all one character? Like some people are saying it's all Negan, which isn't true. Not yet. It's not confirmed. But people are going all over the place with it. What else we got? All right, get your last questions in now so we can wrap this up. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me a little bit. Is it just me, or do you think The Last of Us 2 story felt like The Walking Dead season 7 and 8 in a way? I thought The Last of Us 2 story was dog shit, to be honest. It was cheap tricks and dog shit, and I understand if you guys love it. If some of you out there loved it, trust me, that's fine. There's stuff that I love that people can't stand. I tell people to watch Bone Tomahawk, and usually people are like, "Oh my god, that's amazing," but then I get the random person that says that's gore porn. That's a bad example, but Terrifier is a perfect example. I like it. I got the Steelbook. I'm going to do a flaw and awe. And guess what? Terrifier is a fucking bad movie. It is a bad movie. The acting is actually terrifying. The acting in Terrifier is more terrifying than the fucking Terrifier. You know what I mean? Acting is atrocious. If you want to see what bad acting looks like and you want to see how not to act as an actor, watch the Terrifier. Sorry. Fucking bad. Now, the story in Terrifier, Terrible. There's no story. I've heard people make fun of it. There's no story. You're right. There's no story. However, it has a nasty looking killer clown, and I fucking love killer clowns. It's got Art the Clown. The practical gore is gore porn to the umph degree that is so fan freaking tastic. I love it just for the gore porn. I mean, I don't care the acting is bad. It's so bad it's good in a way. I don't care that the story is literally no story. There's girls that are like, oh, my tire's flat. I gotta pee. We go in this building, everyone dies. You know, and not really. I'm not like spoiling it, but it's that. It's people die, you know? And I fucking love it, you know? But it's terrible. It's a terrible movie. So when I say, for me, The Last of Us 2 is dog shit, you can love it all you want. That's how opinions work. But part of it, I've already talked to death about it, but another big part has to do with the ending. It's just a trick. Everyone was tricked on the ending. And what I mean by that is essentially if I took... and again, they stole what they did with Negan and Maggie. They just redid it again, even the beating. I mean, it's so painfully obvious. They just took what The Walking Dead did. But if you put Ellie in front of Abby to kill her, there's no weight to it. There's nothing there. Even by the end of how they actually did it, it didn't matter because they screwed up the beginning of the story, so the end didn't matter. But if you put Ellie in front of Abby, kill her. Nothing matters. Some of you are going to kill the bitch. Who gives a fuck? Some of you aren't, you know, because you were kind of tricked into playing her. And obviously, the more you're going to play an actual character is the cheapest and easiest way to grow a connection with them. So then they have the other connection with the Lev. And instead of actually writing something that would take talent and craft into writing, they use a cheap trick. Well, how do we, instead of putting a vicious, snarling, rabid dog in front of you and say, kill that dog, what they do is they put a puppy in front of you and they say, now kill the puppy. Well, none of us are going to kill the fucking puppy. So then everyone's all like, oh man, like even I, at the end of the game, I was like, well, this isn't good, but I might as well just kill you anyway. That's the point of the game. But that's what they do. Instead of having you fight a dominant, tough, a bigger, muscular warrior, soldier, you know, brute of a bitch, instead of having you fight and kill her, what they do is they starve her, beat her, torture her, turn her into a puppy, and then they're like, oh, do you want to kill her now? Do you really? It's just a cheap trick. It's a parlor trick. When it comes to writing, it's just a fucking trick. So then everyone's like, oh my God, I was so moved. And I get it, because they tricked you. It's a fucking parlor trick. Is that even a thing? Is it just me, or do you think I already covered that. Last of Us 2 has extremely similar storyline moments to The Walking Dead. I'm going to list them all I think they ripped The Walking Dead off, knowing that they ripped it off. The scrawny kid and karate instructor the scrawny kid is a karate instructor? Oh, dear Lord. I can't stand ninja zombies. Yeah, I hate ninja zombies. One second. Do you want to get out of here? Cool? Yeah. Should Beta Dyer live to be season? I think he should live to be the fake threat for season 11, partially, but they're not going to do it. But he needs to be a creepy background threat, slowly killing off people on the patrol roads, and this is going to cause a problem and threat for the president coming to visit. Again, it's perfectly set up, but in the comic they just forgot about all that and didn't do any of it. And I know why, because they were so focused on finishing the comic, they forgot about making the story interesting when it came to fleshing it out. I don't mean that to sound like a dig. I understand where their focus was. I hate Ninja Zombies, and when they turn the camera, it looks so personal, you can't see them, but I know in full view. Yeah, it's set up so much. You were in acting. What was your project? What do you mean by project? You mean, no, I was not in any movies or nothing. What would we're talking like shorts, college, films, a lot of crap that when you do, you're like, I fucking hate my life, but everyone's got to do them. What would your ideal storyline for World Beyond? I honestly don't know. I mean, when I'm in the mood, sometimes I can kick off a storyline, but to go from just sitting here, not ever even thinking about what I would do for World Beyond, and then within a split second have to come up with like a story, because I know everyone's going to rip it to shit. I just don't have a storyline. I wouldn't even trust someone who came up with a storyline right off the top of their head unless it was like a natural flow. I just don't have anything right now. I would, if I took some time in about a weekend, I guarantee I'd get you something that was fire. And I tell you this right now, it's going to have snow or it would have snow. But let me answer a question or two, and I'll try to think of something. But again, you know, I'm trying to compete with pros in an instant, coming up with amazing storylines. I just can't do it. Because I don't have like an ideal. I'm pretty open when it comes to the zombie genre. Just give me good stories, and it could be essentially anything. But if I think of something before we close out, I'll let you know. What movie are you going to watch with Juliet? Well, I rented The Grudge, and she said that was corny. Apparently kids are making fun of it. I don't know. I don't watch the same type of scary movies as she does. She watches like ghost stories and stuff. I can't stand them. I think they're so boring, but she wants to watch a movie. And then, what was the other one? Dr. Sleep. So we're going to watch Dr. Sleep. I truly think they should just cancel that garbage show Fear and write in a way where Morgan and Dwight come back. I don't care if it'll be lazy writing, just get them back in the show. Well, I think the main point should have been have them want and try to come back and just have it take long enough to where you develop an interesting story on their travels. Different visuals, different scenery, different characters. There's so much that you can do instead of just, you don't need to instantly have them there. Just have the travels and shit pops off. Good night, Ronnie, Matt, Mom, and new people. Thank you very much, Aaron, for the $2 dono, homie. I'm lost. Beeman's World. Wait, Ronnie thinks it's dog shit now? I thought he enjoyed it and gave it a 7 out of 10. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The Walking Dead? Which part, though? There's so many seasons. Or do you mean The Last of Us 2? Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Beeman World. I fucking hate comments like that. Even throughout the review, I said time and time again, it's story-wise, it is fucking terrible. But the world, the atmosphere, the gameplay, being in that world is one of the greatest games I've ever played. And I know you were there for the streams. I fucking know you were there. So there's no way you're asking me that as a real question. And I know where it's coming from. The internet only lets you have one narrow-minded review. It's either so good or great and that's it forever, or it's no. The Last of Us 2 truly is one of the absolute most repugnant sequels that's ever been written in the history of sequels. However, if you take it away from being a sequel, the gameplay, even chunks of the story, as simple as they are, even though they're ripped off from the other stuff like The Walking Dead in plagiaristic ways, the gameplay, the world, the atmosphere, the polish of all that, I mean, everything that you do when you actually play the game, it is incredible. And again, that's why so many people are at each other's throats when it comes to the game. Because, and some of them, I've seen some of them are just like, the gameplay is so fucking amazing. I'm just accepting the story because I want to fucking love it. And for a minute there, I was thinking about just doing it my damn self and just being like, fuck it, and the story's okay, but that gameplay. But no, the truth is, the story's weak. It's got cheap tricks instead of authentic storytelling, and shabamalam. The gameplay, though, is like, oh my god, it's fucking incredible. The world, the post-apocalyptic world, oh my god, glorious. I wish you were the showrunner of The Walking Dead so bad. Thank you very much, Blitz, for that vote of confidence. And there's still Doomsday Kingdom, though. Let's go. We can get there. We can, in a couple years, turn Doomsday Kingdom into a short film and air it on the channel. We can do that. There was another YouTuber I was talking with about doing an interview, and he's game. Mr. H Reviews. He just wrapped filming his own short. His own. Anyone know about it? It's like a Viking type fantastical. Wait, there's a French show on Netflix with subtitles called Night. I think you might like that. You should check it out. I never heard of that. Oh, Into the Night. I'll look it up. But Dr. Sleep is fucking awesome. All I know is it's a sequel to whatchamacallit. But anyway, so Mr. H Reviews. He's got his Black Fields. He's doing his own movie, just wrapped. Vikings. It's got this fantasy element to it. I was looking for the fucking word he uses. He calls it like this high concept, or I forget. There's some word he uses. All I know is I was like, he's a cool dude. He's making a movie. I want to support in some way. I'm game. I want to watch it. I'm game. So we're gonna do a little interview with him coming up, but in a few weeks. No rush because he is busy. But he's doing a movie of that. There's a way where we can grow this volume 1, volume 2, do a short in the world of Doomsday Kingdom to show these type of zombies, do something. And again, it's got to be small because I'm not throwing people out there with bullshit ass face paint and like they're going to the worst, Halloween party known to man. I've seen so many independent zombie movies that do that shit, and that's fine for y'all. I'm not trying to judge, but fuck no, we're not doing that. We're doing something good, even if there's only 3 zombies in the fucking thing. I don't care. It's gonna look great. We're gonna get some real actors and a real solid little simple storyline that actually has weight to it, something interesting. And down the road, we will have snow. Anyway, if you're watching Dr. Sleep, watch the theatrical version. It's from Redbox, so I don't know what version. I don't know what version is on there. I think Fear the Walking Dead should have been anthology with a short. It's anthology now. They said it in the last interview. All taking place during the beginning of the apocalypse. It would be cool if a bunch of the Map fam could come together and make a Doomsday Kingdom short series happen. Well, that's something I've been shockingly had a lot of problems trying to put similar things together. I thought the internet in a huge way is incredible to draw people together to do things. But I'm always stunned, and I hate saying stuff because then I always get messages like, were you talking about me? I'm sorry, bro. And it's like, I wasn't even fucking talking about you. I was talking about some other asshole, But I constantly get messages 3 times a day, shit you not, of people that want to do something, but they're not ready to do anything. Like they have no experience. They don't know what to do. They don't, and that's fine. I started literally in nowhere. No experience, dumb as shit, didn't know what the fuck about anything. But the thing is, you got to find something that fits your interest, learn about it, read about it, study about it, Google about it, look up behind the scenes, look up videos, fucking absorb as much information as you can. Even if you can't afford to make music, get a laptop for samples, whatever, start somewhere, figure out how yada, yada, yada. Build on that. Is it graphic designs? Is it making logos? You wouldn't believe how many people reach out to me and they want to do something. And it's like, all right, well, what? I need to know what you can do. You specifically. Where's your interests? Where's your talent? come to me like with a resume and be like, oh, I can do this, this, and this. All right, perfect. So many times I get people that want to do something, but when it comes to it, well, they've never edited anything. They've never created images. They don't work with, and again, that's fine because there's a lot of stuff I still can't fucking do. So it's not like a shame thing. It's more along the lines of, I'm shocked of how I thought it would be a lot easier when it comes to, then again, it is. If I turned around tomorrow and said I'm paying top dollar, everyone would come out of the woodwork and be like, boom, boom, boom. But when it comes to like building from the ground up, it's hard finding people who are, which makes sense because if you could do something, you're going to probably charge as much as you can for it. But what I'm saying is part of the Make a Path Presents kind of theme is to use people from within the map family. Look at Doomsday Kingdom. James Milne was a fan of the channel. He was in the Map Mob, a fan of the channel, and now he's working on Doomsday Kingdom, and he has fans of himself. Like he's in the clique creating. He's in the creators clique. Creating, and he has fans of him now. He had fans before from doing stuff, but you see what I'm saying? And if we can do stuff like that for people who want to do news, breaking news, we can pop some of it on the Doomsday Kingdom website. We can pop stuff on there for other things as well, like with the comic industry. It doesn't matter what it is, but we can start on the ground and work our way up. So that way, when it comes to doing the movie, we can look at people who are interested to do, anyone interested in doing acting, or anyone interested in doing the makeup work, or setting the, dressing the set, or whatever it is, from proofreading to, you fucking name it. We can get people within the Map family to come together and do something that is truly independent and from within the fan base, from within the genre, but it is tricky and it is hard. Part of it too is we need to keep it on a professional level where, let's say if you want to come up for acting, and let's say you're not the right pick. You're great, but you're not the right pick, or you suck. You're fucking terrible. You're not getting the job. You're not getting the gig, and it can't be like, oh, boo hoo hoo, or you can't be like a big supporter and be like, oh, put me in it just to put me in it. We got to keep it professional. Some of you might be great, but you're just not the right fit for whatever reason. So maybe we'll use you down the line for some. But once we get, or I'm hoping once we get the channel more on a consistent flow with the Flaw in All reviews, and then we have some of the Speak Your Geeks coming out, maybe we can turn our attention to creating some original content that I've been meaning to get around to, and COVID hopefully slow the fuck up by then. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Doomsday Kingdom is the breath of fresh air that the genre needs. A full series would be off the chain. I hope so. I'm really pulling for it to be somewhat fresh, and again, I do keep that heavily on my mind when I'm writing it, because you go into Doomsday Kingdom with some hints that there's going to be different stuff, but it generally, I feel like it has that flow, like this is, zombie story. This is a zombie story that is comfortable, familiar, but it has those refreshing elements. And then we leave it off with the first volume introducing you to the possibility that we're going to have some fucking fun. And volume 2 is going to get into some interesting, totally different, as far as I'm aware, content that zombie stories have not gone down that path yet. So I'm really interested to see how well that gets set up and how we can dive into some of the really crazy, fun, a little more different, refreshing stuff. It'd be cool if a bunch of Matt fans... Oh, okay, did that one. Would you ever make a Doomsday Kingdom into a show? I don't have the money, means, or ways to make it into a show. People just don't turn things into shows. I don't have connections. I'm not rich. So no, you want to know the honest truth, Doomsday Kingdom is never going to be a show. But can we turn it into a successful comic? That's one hell of a place to start, and I would love to do that. Can we film a short for YouTube in the world of Doomsday Kingdom? That we can do. Can we turn it into a show? No, it'll never happen. At least not unless it's a wildly successful comic. You see what I mean? Into the Night is sort of like post-apocalyptic story. You can watch the English dubbed version as well instead of the subtitles. I'll look it up. I don't really have time right now to dive into it, but I'll look it up and I'll put it on the list to watch down the road. Fear felt more like the first season with their characters. Now they're all just like the Walking Dead characters. I hear you there. Ronnie, as a musician, I'd love to write a score to Doomsday short film. That would be pretty damn cool, brother. That's something, again, if we were doing the short and that's what we need. Like, oh man, we got whoop-de-whoop. We're looking for people who can actually produce, and all we would need from you is samples. We need to see what you can do. What's your style, what's your tone, what you're capable of. And that's tips and yada, yada, yada for everyone. Whether you're doing music, whether you're writing, whether you're doing art, whether you're doing graphic design, no matter what you're fucking doing. Like, I need someone to create a little mini opener for Flaw and All Review. I was thinking about something quick and simple. I don't want a big intro. I just want maybe a couple thuds like the Flaw and All Reviews, like done. That's it. Some type of guitar riff or something. I just want it to bring me in and bring me out real quick, because I don't want people having to sit through long intros. There's no reason for that. Bam. Just a logo, maybe some flashy effects. Simple. I need someone to put together something like that. There was one I was going to try to get together, but I got to rush to get that video out, so I'm not even worrying about it, but we will see. I'm also looking at making, I was going to do it myself, but I was looking to make my own music for the Flaw and All Reviews. I need a few different versions of it. I need the something without the beat. That goes over the, I don't know, it's tricky. When you're editing, sometimes you need the beat to flow when you're going over the actual video. But then when you're going in and out of transitions, you need some of that music, but not the actual beats. So no bass, no drums. Maybe you have some of the guitar or the background noises. So I need like 3 or 4 different versions of that beat, but without all the sounds within it. If you make music, you know what I'm talking about. But again, so I'm still looking for like a theme. I might end up having to do it though. So I don't know. We'll see. But we got to shut this down. And when do you think the short could come out? Oh, see, that's I never fucking learn my lesson. I hope you're not talking to me. Because I still have not learned to shut my mouth when it comes to talking about stuff I would love to one day do. Bro, what short are you I hope you're not talking about a Doomsday Kingdom short, because that's not even nowhere near being in the works. Or maybe you're not talking to me, because like I said, that's nowhere near in the works. We're not doing a short. We haven't, set anything up. I'm focused on making Volume 1 successful to pump out a Volume 2. And maybe sometime in 2021, we can look at making a short. That would be amazing. But right now, we're not even close to being anywhere near where we would need to be ready. Would you ever be interested in turning Doomsday Kingdom into an animated series, or does it have to be live action? I would be up for anything that would tell a good story. Absolutely. I don't know about making the main series animated. I'll be real with you right now. I would have to say I'm not interested in that. But having something in that world animated, I'm definitely, options are open. How do you find connections to make a show? I was told I should write on another show first before trying to get my own show made. What do you think? Bro, you're not just going to walk into Hollywood and get a show made. You need to make connections. You need to write on another show. And it's not just writing. I mean, you could start by, I'm going to get into something and then we'll close it out. But you can start by fucking getting everyone coffee. One of the shit jobs, the grunt jobs on a set. And I mean, there's so many different ways to work yourself in. You're going to have to look it up, because I'm by no means an expert on how to get you. But if you're a nobody, and I say, like, I'm a nobody, so don't take offense to that. If you're a nobody, bro, slow your fucking roll, because you're talking about getting your own show made. There's people in the industry that are known, that are popular, that are trying to get their shows made. You need to slow your roll and fucking drop everything and weasel your way into Hollywood some way, somehow. You got to live out there. Do you live in LA? Do you live out in California? What about New York? Where else are they filming TV shows? Do you live there? Are you near there? As a writer, if you're not there, things might be a little different now with the internet being on and popping, but as an up and comer, if you're not there, you don't exist, all right, as an up and comer. But again, if you don't have money, if you don't have connections, bro, I don't know what to tell you. You gotta fucking go at it, you know. But that's the biggest thing, though. And as far as connections, it's tricky because that goes for everything. You can make connections with people doing music. You can make it promoting anything, concerts or fights or clubs. You could work in a club. I met a few people when I was doing security at a club. I was a bartender. Met a couple people in the industry. Met an actor and an actress. You could be fucking anywhere, do anything. But if you're just sitting at home chilling or working in some off-the-wall town, fucking drop it all. If you really have the heart. Because if I could go back in time and change anything, well, that's tricky because I have a daughter now. But if I could still, keep the future with my daughter, if I could change anything, I wouldn't have listened to anyone growing up. I would have dropped everything when I was 18 and moved straight to fucking LA. And gotten a job and gotten in the industry some way, somehow. Because like I said, if you ain't got money or whatever, you're fucked. Years down the line, some TV producers want to buy the rights for Doomsday Kingdom for a show. Would you want a faithful adaptation, or would you let them do whatever you want? Now, I have worked bumping shoulders with some people in the industry to learn one thing. If producers down the line bought the rights for Doomsday Kingdom, it's all up to them, baby. I don't fucking exist. I don't matter. They can pull me out and be the face for the fans that are... When they buy the rights, it's theirs. I don't have a fucking say. I don't yell at them, bitch at them. It's theirs. And that's how it is. Again, unless we did a partnership thing. And I don't know about the different types of contracts. But for example, if they show up my door right now and they're like, here's $100,000. We want to make a... It'd be a fucking million. Let me back up. If they show up my door right now and say, here's $100 million, we want rights for the show. All right, well, if you want me to come out and talk to some fans, call me. Other than that, if you want my thoughts and opinions, call me. Other than that, I'll leave you alone, because that's how it fucking works. They don't buy the rights and then you get to boss them around. That's not how the industry works at all. Once they buy the rights, you fuck off, or you'll be lucky enough to get to the set and visit. I know it's not The Walking Dead related, but thoughts on rising number of COVID. I don't really give a fuck about COVID. Is there another lockdown? Yeah, I'm sorry to be downer. I don't give a fuck about COVID. Yes, there's going to be another lockdown. This is something I even said when the shit first popped off. This is going to be on a rockin' for the next year, so bunker in. I don't know why everyone's so shocked. We've been talking about this for a while now. Halfway into 2021, we're going to be dealing with shit still. 2021, guys, so get comfortable. I do a bit of music making. I do a lot of dark theme, piano, hip-hop music. Not sure if that fits your vision for Flaws and All's intro. Bit of making music. I do a lot of dark theme piano, hip hop music. Not sure if that fits your vision of Flaw for. Well, bro, you watch the Flaw and All reviews. If you know of something that might be a good fit, holler at me. But I'm looking to get a beat that's exclusive. I don't want to get a generic beat that. Not saying you do this, but a generic beat that every YouTuber under the sun have. I need something that's exclusive to the channel. So, and like I said, if someone isn't making it, I might end up making it on my own. Get ready for the apocalypse. Will start in August like The Walking Dead. Yeah. All right. I really do got to shut it down. I know my daughter's off fucking doing that makeup stuff, so I got to yell at her and tell her to get ready for the movie. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. These streams always tend to be a lot longer than I expected when I first jump on, but I was having fun chit-chatting with you, and this is probably going to be the last stream on this channel for a little bit because I'm going to be heavily focused in the Flaw and All reviews. Stay tuned for one update video in the next couple days. It's important that you watch. That's going to clear everything up on what we're doing moving forward from here on out, without a doubt. And then after that will be the next Flaw in All review video. And anything else is going to be on the Ronnie Hayes channel. So subscribe for that if you want. And yeah, you can find my email. You're going to have to look below for the email, brother. He sent it to me there. Look in the About section on YouTube. It's still there, I think. I think it's Make a Path Productions at gmail.com. But look in the email section. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And see you and be safe. Don't forget, 2021, bro. So dig in. Get ready. This shit's going to be crazy. Crazier, for sure.